So Frank Giuliano, Juliano. I'm at 160 Cabrini Boulevard, New York 10033. And I'm honored and pleased to be here to see my friends and to talk about Reeves Arboretum. So I did a quick little SWOT study for Reeves Arboretum's report this year, and many of you know what that is. So I'm going to go ahead with that. So let's start with success. Last year, Reeves Reed was voted the best garden in New Jersey by readers of New Jersey Family. And this year, we were awarded the Good Neighbor Award by the Suburban Chamber of Commerce. How did this come about? Reeves Reed is about relationships, and these accolades are a testament to our belief that we are more than just a lovely place. We are people, passionate, energetic, creative, inspired people who believe that nature and public green space is transformative and vital to the community. In fact, according to a recent study reported in the New York Times about the physical effects on the brain of visiting nature, a walk in the park may soothe the mind and, in the process, change the workings of our brains in ways that improve our mental health. But that I think you already knew. In 2018, we've presented a record number of programs, over 300, and that's not counting our camps. Think about it, it's virtually a program a day. Daffodil Day 2018 in April hosted a record 2,200 people on the grounds in one day. These are amazing numbers for us. I think it's an amazing number for Reeves Arboretum when you think about where we've come. But there's something interesting about that. Our membership has increased by 20% about 3 years ago when we partnered with Investors Bank. Now that's stabilized. It's about 550 members annually. Of those 550 members, only half are Summit residents. I have a rhetorical question to put to all of us. Why? I don't know why. We have approached all the City of Summit residents, City of Summit employees, and we offer free family membership to every City of Summit employee. And yet, in the time that we've offered this, I can count on one hand how many people have taken us up on this. So I need to understand what's happening with Summit regards to the Arboretum. And anytime you guys have information for me, please tell me. Our job readiness program, in partnership with Bridges, continues to thrive. David, you just talked about the people of Summit who are poor, and it made me think of a phrase that I used a lot last year, which is, our humanity is measured by our relationship with others, and if we ignore the needs of others, we risk losing that humanity. Well, I think it's important for all of you to know that our first candidate as part of this job readiness program, Stanley Sims, was such a fit for us in our culture and in the vision of the Arboretum that he now works for us. In Stanley's own words, I am so grateful for the opportunity and I'm very happy here at Reeves Arboretum. The staff came out to greet me on my first day and made me feel special. I planted a patch of flowers, and the next day as I walked past them, I felt a true sense of belonging, like I might be part of a new family. Relationships, that's what we're about. So now I go on to weaknesses. Our biggest need at the moment, and from my personal point of view, is accessibility. I don't know if you're aware, but in 2015, Cornell did a study for New Jersey, and they said that 10% of the population of New Jersey lives with mobility issues. If you go by our numbers, we have over 100,000 visitors annually. That's approximately 10,000 people who cannot fully embrace Reeves Arboretum and what we have to offer. The sight of a visitor struggling in a wheelchair trying to navigate our grounds, going down the steep slope from our parking lot, and then winding up at a base of just grass and realizing they can't go anywhere, and then they turn around and try to go up, and the chair tips over, has happened 3 times since I've been there. It's a frustrating, angry-making, sad time. We share tears over this. It has been 30 years since the federal government enacted the Americans with Disabilities Act, and yet I don't think we fully embraced these concerns in our collective consciousness. To that end, Reeves Reed Arboretum has embarked on 2-phased accessibility project that acknowledges and honors the historical legacy of the Arboretum and meets the needs and standards set by visitors of all abilities. This holistic approach is partway there. We successfully achieved phase 1. We raised the money, we designed and executed phase 1, and we now have a fully safe, accessible, drop-off area and outdoor classroom that's equipped with mobile tables that go from very low to wheelchair height. And then we designed and created planting boxes unique to Reeves Reed Arboretum that will enable anyone of any ability to use them. Our end users who we started with when we started on this project have already come back to us and are using these new activities. Phase 2 is ready to go. Again, it's fully designed. The only problem is money, and I guess that's my job. The opportunities that we face. Reeves Reed has expanded its footprint beyond our fences and into the schools. Thanks to a seed grant from the Junior League of Summit, Reeves Reed Arboretum's education department has expanded our square-foot gardening program into a partnership with the Franklin School. Originally, this was supposed to be a 1-year program, but thanks to a buy-in by the principal and the teachers of Franklin, this program will continue through 2019. In 2018, Reeves Reed Arboretum, along with CL Power and Grand Summit, initiated Local Action Global Impact, a program on climate change and sustainability. The first was a panel discussion headed by Christy Todd Whitman and David Naidu. It was quite wonderful. After that, it was a sustainable fashion show, and the last was a screening of the documentary Before the Flood by Fisher Stevens and Leonardo DiCaprio. Reeves Reed Arboretum is now the founding member of the Environmental Partners Program at Celgene. Celgene, as you probably know, is really deepening its green footprint in this community. And to their credit, they're reaching out to partners like us, like Greenwood Gardens, like Hartshorn, to really help push that along. So I'm looking forward to that. And along those lines, we hope that we will eventually have a Celgene member on our board, as well as Prudential, and as well as Novartis. Threats. There's always threats to nonprofits, and chief among them is fundraising. It's going to be a funky year. We're going to find out what's going to happen with everybody and the tax laws. But the more day-to-day threats are operational. Deer infestation, adding staff, maintaining a historic property. This comes with the job. This is what we do. It's how we live and how we make it better for everybody. I'm grateful to be able to work in this community. And I'm grateful to have your ears whenever I need them and your support. You regularly demonstrate through your support that you care about our efforts every day. And the staff and the trustees and I don't tell you enough that it's important for us to have this relationship and have this relationship just thrive. So it's a collective endeavor, and I appreciate all your efforts. And if you have any questions, I'm here to answer them.
Thank you very much, Frank.
Thank you.
As you know, I'm a big fan of the Arboretum. I think it's an incredible jewel in our community, and I think one of the things that you did not mention is the partnerships that you have done vis-a-vis dance and music here in town. And I think certainly under your leadership as executive director, I think you have really reached out much more into the community. I remember a long time ago when I was on the Environmental Commission, people were like, what's about Reeves Reed? What's going on with them? And now I think most people know exactly what's going on with Reeves Reed. With that, I'll open up for questions from members of council. Any members of the public have any questions?
I'll give you one.
Oh,
Steve?
Steve?
You know, you talked about fundraising. Do you have any fundraising events that you want to shamelessly plug?
Well, interesting you should bring that up. Well, coming up in just a couple of weeks is Holiday House Tour. And one of the featured homes on the tour is the Bowman residence. And I don't mind twisting any of your arms for next year if you want to participate. We're looking for homes now. But also, one of the best and most fun things of this Holiday House Tour package is something called, well, we have two things. Cookies and Cocoa with Santa, where you get to take a picture with Santa at the Arboretum as opposed to the mall. And then we have the adult version that night. It's vodka and latkes. And you don't have Santa, you have the fabulous jazz singer Cyril Amey, who will be performing once again there. And we're just about 20 tickets away from selling out at this point. So
Great. Okay, thank you. Anybody else?
I just want to thank you. You guys are just amazing, and I love going to the Arboretum, and I am kind of taken aback that only 200 and some members are from Summit.
yeah, and we track this every year. It's
Yeah.
quite amazing to me too.
Well,
So
people
think
take
about
advantage of it because you've got 100,000 visitors a year. They're just not joining you as members.
Right. Yes, exactly right.
Right.
Well, I
Okay.
think the 101,000, though, really, we draw upon over 61 surrounding communities
Right.
when we track this. And it's not only Summit.
No, right.
Yeah, it's quite a wide range.
Maybe if we had a sidewalk along Hobart from
What a
Springfield.
great idea. And then possibly a jitney from the train station.
There's that
Keep
shuttle
going,
bus.
keep going. There you go. All right, well, thank you very much for this
Thank you.
opportunity. And thanks for putting me on the agenda first.
You're welcome. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Safe
Okay.
home.